Hello people, Mark here from Asia Unveiled. It's just a little side quest video here, just a little one to break up my story. That I like to do a cut in between each release of my story. But in this one, I just want to sort of touch on. I've spoke about it again. I've spoken about a few people around me that have both been to Thailand, been to England, and sort of touch on the subject of sort of differences between the life in England, living in England, and the differences between living in Thailand, and maybe things you wouldn't take note of when you're just going there as a holiday destination. There is a lot of differences in sort of going there on a holiday and seeing it how you see it as a holiday destination to actually living there, actually being there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and calling that place your home. I think your perception of it becomes a lot different, and I feel like my perception on England changed a lot more. Being out there, so I just want to sort of touch on that a little bit. So yeah, mainly sort of obviously before I moved to Thailand, say even before I went on holiday there, I was your average person, not happy with English life. Everything's getting so expensive. Obviously, we just come out of the end of COVID, things like that. Like I said, I just got my own place. I just got a flat, kitted all that out. And like, yeah, I'm working. I've got a bit of money. Do you know what I mean? I've sort of done a couple of investments, things like that. I bought a few watches that I sort of stuck a bit of money in, things like that, and sort of living your average sort of comfortable life here in the UK. But we're sort of known as sort of quite an unhappy country. Sort of especially if you're walking around, say you go to central London. Just have a walk around there, sort of on your morning commute or your afternoon commute when everyone's finished working or on their way home. It's very rare you'll sit there and see a lot of people smiling, a lot of people laughing. Like, yeah, you go on a night out down there, you go for a weekend in London, and yeah, everyone's laughing, everyone's happy. But your general day-to-day life in England, most people don't seem that happy. The sort of general life of people is you go to work, you do a 9 to 5, you go home to your missus, you have your dinner, spend a couple of hours with your kids, you go to sleep, you wake up, and it's repeat. It's Groundhog Day. Every day's the same. The weather's miserable. That's another thing. Weather's miserable for sort of 8-9 months of the year. We get a couple of months where it's a bit hotter and a bit nicer, but it's generally you're waking up, it's dark outside, it's cold. Do you know what I mean? Everything sort of brings you down a little bit. So then when you do get to a place like Thailand and you're sitting there and it's beautiful sunshine, even when it does rain, it only lasts for a couple of hours. And to be honest, it feels nice when it rains there sometimes, because it hasn't been raining for a couple of days, and it just brings the temperature down a little bit, which is needed out there. So you're feeling happy for the rain instead of sort of sitting there feeling, oh, it's raining again. Do you know what I mean? Another day of this. You're sort of quite happy when it rains for a couple of hours. Like, yeah, it's not nice when the floods happen, when the sort of bad rains happen, and it causes a lot of issues out there, which generally you don't get in England, because sort of the infrastructure, the sort of sewage systems, everything like that we have here compared to there. But yeah, so when you do get there and you're sitting there, you're in 30 degree heat every day. You're sitting there driving on your motorbike, you've got sunshine and you've got beautiful women everywhere, bars, beaches, like, sort of whether you're down in one of the beach towns, you know what I mean, or even if you're in one of the cities, you're in Bangkok, you've still got, it's all lovely big buildings, it's all, you know what I mean, it's still hot, it's nice, like, yeah, it's busy. Bangkok is very busy, but so central London. In the day you sit there and you work in central London. I've worked in London before, also worked in Essex, and driving home from there, it take me 2-3 hours. So the traffic side of Bangkok didn't really bother me, because I'm used to traffic every day where I live anyway. You get caught on the A2 going into London on a bad day, going over the Dartford Bridge, and you're stuck there for hours. So it's no different driving down Sukhumvit in the back of a tuk-tuk, loads of music blaring, nice weather. I mean, I know which one I'm going to prefer. I'm going to prefer to be in the tuk-tuk in a nice place. So yeah, like I said, and that's being there on say you're there on a holiday. So you're going to just see that place as just pure paradise. Like, that's why it's such an Instagrammable place. All the influencers go in there, everything, because it is paradise. The place is absolute paradise. Do you know what I mean? You go down to the beaches. You go to Maya Bay. You go to Phi Phi. You go to other places. Khao Sok, absolutely beautiful. Do you know what I mean? Like, I didn't get a chance to go explore Chiang Mai, Chiang Rai, that sort of area, and I wish I did. That's one place I wish I did go to. But again, pictures and things like that, and people that have told me up there, absolute paradise. Phuket itself, you got Freedom Beach, things like that. You've got Banana Beach, you got Kamalai. Like, it's not just Patong. When a lot of people, when they think of Phuket, they think of just Patong, Bangla Road, and Patong Beach. Phuket is a much bigger place than just Patong, and it is beautiful. It's one of the most beautiful countries I've been in my life, and I've been to quite a few countries. I've been lucky enough to travel a lot in my sort of younger years and as an adult. So I have got a lot of places I can compare it to, and that's why me and probably thousands and thousands of other people fall in love with Thailand when they go there on a holiday. But then, and when it comes to living there, things like that start to become normal. Like having the beach on your doorstep starts to become normal. It doesn't become exciting anymore. Going down to the beach, like, it just becomes part of your normal day. Like, it'd be my routine in the morning would be get up and go to the beach. Do you know what I mean? So that then becomes normal. The excitement sort of goes away from it. Same with all the nightlife and everything. It becomes again, nothing exciting anymore. And it's another thing I've touched on with a couple of friends, that I feel like living there makes you quite numb to a lot of things. Because where it's all so high intensity out there, it's all big lights, it's loud music, it's everything in your face, the traffic, the beeping, the bikes, everything. So high intensity way of living that it makes you numb. It makes you numb to absolutely everything. Like, things don't excite you anymore out there. You get told, oh, do you want to go here and that? Yeah, well. You don't get excited about it. You don't get excited about going on a night in Bangla Road. You don't get excited about going to the beach and watching a fire show because you've seen it 1,000 times. So, and that's like the top, like the things that everyone sits there and goes to, like going to Phi Phi Island. Like, I've been there a couple of times, and to be honest, I wouldn't ever go back. Because the amount of time we go there, I don't see it now as the wow, like this is amazing. Like the first time I see it, now I'm getting annoyed. So I'm sitting there, I'm on a boat with a couple hundred people queuing up each time. So everyone's got to take their photos. Like, it's an Instagram place, you know what I mean? It's every 5 minutes you're stopping because 200 people have got to take a photo in exactly the same spot. Like, it wears off. The novelty of Thailand, I think, wears off quite quickly. So yeah, so I think it makes you quite numb. It makes you quite numb to things. It's hard to get excited about things when you're living there constantly. Like, the other thing, the noise, like all the time, no matter what, whether it's wildlife, whether it's the motorbikes, the Honda waves constantly zooming past your condo window. Doesn't matter what time of day it is. Doesn't matter what time of night it is. It's 24 hours a day, constantly past your window. Like, yeah, you get used to it. If you're lucky to be in a high-rise condo, you can get one quite high up, so the noise doesn't affect you as much. But you're still hearing it daily. Like, it's a constant noise. When you've got the animals out there, you've got them birds that the sort of noise, like the high noise they make. You've got remember in the condo I was in at Utopia Central, we had one of them geckos. They're called tokes geckos that are in. They always end up living behind aircon units, and we had one of them living in our aircon unit in our condo. We ended up getting it out eventually, but every day, every morning, no matter what, all we'd hear constantly like for hours, until hours every day. Like, you sort of trying to get to sleep, you just start. But little things like that. I can't remember. You even go. I had a few points. There was a viewpoint. Like, you should go to at night time sometimes, sit down, try to put a video in. I used to sit down, go for a smoke, and be on my sort of chill out place, but it was never silent. There wasn't one single time in the 2 years that I was in Thailand, I can tell you that I heard silence of just nothing. You know, like I was sitting in the other day, I muted my TV and I said to my friend, I was like, "Just be quiet for a minute." I was like, "Did you hear that?" And he was like, "Nothing." I was like, "Exactly." So when was the last time you heard that? He's been in Thailand for a couple of years as well. I was like, "When was the last time you actually just sat there and you had nothing but your own thoughts to think about?" And we both couldn't tell you a single time in Thailand that we got to do that. So yeah, that's another thing I've started to appreciate a bit more about England after living in Thailand. And another thing, again, I'm saying a lot of things that I'll do with my friend. So I said we both been living in Thailand for. He was there a bit longer than me, but we both come back roughly about the same time. He's only recently come back, sort of a month or two ago. So we're both still very fresh of living in Thailand, sort of for at least a couple of years. So it was like the other day we was going for a drive. We sort of went for a drive, parked up somewhere, had a little walk, and there was no one around. Generally, just no people, just me and him. Be able to have a walk, have a chat. Like again, like it's very rare. Like yeah, if you go to one of the rural towns, or like one of the Thai villages, like yeah, you walk around, it would be just you. But in there, that's not where anyone like me is living. So in Phuket, for instance, in Bangkok, in Pattaya, in places like that, like. And if you know a place that you could probably do is put it in the comments and say like, oh look, I've been here and it is actually like that. But again, I can't remember a place in Thailand just walking around and being on my own, or being my friend, or being my girlfriend, and just being us two. Do you know what I mean? Like there's always 10 other people doing the same thing as what you're trying to do. There's never that time for you to just sit there, silence, alone, and have a little smoke, take the view in, like do something. Whereas in England, there's 1,000 places you can do that. I live in a little village in Kent. I walked down to the cash point the other day at 1 a.m. I didn't see a single car. I didn't see a single person. I didn't hear a single noise. And the whole walk down there, it's like a 20-minute walk there and back. Tell me one time in Thailand I would have done that. I would have walked for 20 minutes in Thailand without hearing a single noise, without seeing a single person, without seeing a single car or any sign of life or movement. Do you know what I mean? Like, and it's things like that come to appreciate England and appreciate England for the thing it is. And another thing in Thailand as well. Like, yes, overall the cost of living in Thailand is a lot cheaper than England. What I got my condo for compared to what I was paying my flat for in England is a lot cheaper. But it's not as cheap as what it used to be. A lot of people still think Thailand is a very, very, very cheap place, but it's not anymore. Especially not in Phuket. Phuket's probably one of the most expensive places in Thailand. It's known as being a bit more of an expensive thing. But say a 50 baht meal that you could have got a few years ago, it's now 100. It's now 120 baht. It's hard to find a pack of pow in Phuket for less than 100 baht. Do you know what I mean? If you go into the markets and things like that, yeah, you'll find 160, 70, 80 baht. But it's very hard that you're actually in there, especially if you're in Patong. If you're in Patong, you're not finding a pack of pow or something for less than 120 baht. I know in Bangkok it's a bit cheaper, and same with Pattaya, but it's still not as cheap as what everyone sort of tries to make out is, and especially when you're trying to live off what you're earning in Thailand. Like, I can see why it's a perfect place for influencers and perfect place for people that are doing that sort of thing. If you've got disposable income that you can go anywhere in the world and you're earning the same income on your phone constantly, then yeah, Thailand's perfect. Do you know what I mean? Because you've got your income, so you're earning the same money as what you was earning in England, but now you're living in Thailand, so yeah, your costs are probably basically halved. Do you know what I mean? But if you're going in Thailand and now you're making money in Thailand and Thailand is your income, and you've now got to live off that money you're earning in Thailand, I don't think there's any much difference from the wage I was earning in England to trying to live in England to what I could have been earning in Thailand to trying to live in Thailand. I don't think there would have been that much difference in the actual amount of money I've got sort of ratio wise. So yeah, that's another thing that people sort of seem to not take into account when it comes to living here. Like, yes, again, you're going out on a holiday and you're sitting there, it's cheap. Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah, your flights ain't cheap. Your flights ain't cheap from Europe or I don't know what they are, other parts of the world, but I know from England, and it's not a cheap flight for a return over to for Thailand. It's a long old flight. Do you know what I mean? So your overall holiday, it's not a cheap holiday. But yeah, once you get there, your hotels are cheaper than majority of places in Europe. Your food is cheaper than majority of places in Europe. You're going there with English money. Do you know what I mean? You've earned that money in England, so that is going to feel cheap in Thailand. But once you've been in Thailand for a year, 2 years, and you've got Thailand money and you have to spend it in Thailand, like that's when it becomes, you do sit there and feel like yeah, this actually ain't as cheap as I thought it was. But yeah, overall, where would I say was better? I wouldn't say either one. Either one's got the pros and cons. Do you know what I mean? Before I went to Thailand, I would have sat there and been like, nah, Thailand's going to walk all over England. Do you know what I mean? England's a dive. I hate England. Whereas now, after leaving for a while and coming back, like, I love where I live. Do you know what I mean? There's a lot of things now that I do love about England. Do I want to spend my whole life just living in England? No. I would love to be able to be in a position in my life that I could travel for part of it, for part of the year. Say if I could travel for 6-7 months of the year, and then come home and spend 5-6 months of the year in England, that would be my perfect ratio of life. And of course, if everything was all right for me going back to Thailand, I would include Thailand in that time of traveling. Thailand would be one of the places that I would visit. So yeah, and coming to live in Thailand again, like maybe possibly in the future. I don't know. I don't think so, but somewhere like Thailand, maybe. Again, maybe spend a few months of the year there, and then come back to England for a few months. But again, everywhere's got their pros and cons. But I'm just seeing a lot more of the pros of England now since leaving. Like yeah, I miss the beach. I miss the food of Thailand. I miss the food so much of Thailand. Like, I've been to a few places since I've been back and gone and got Thai food. I recently went to Cornwall with my dad and my son, and we went to a really nice Thai restaurant down there. It was lovely. So yeah, the food. Yeah. Food I miss a lot. And yeah, the beaches and things like that, the weather, of course, I miss. Obviously, it's summer in England right now, so it's not too bad. It's actually been quite hot here recently, so yeah, that's made it a bit easier. But there is a lot I miss about Thailand. But there's a lot of things now that I appreciate for living in England. So, but yeah, I'd like to hear if other people that have lived abroad, doesn't even have to be Thailand. Like if other people spent a few years abroad and come back to England and appreciated England a bit more, tell me your side of it. Drop me a comment and tell me your thoughts on it, or whether you've gone and you've hated England even more. Yeah, let me know your side in the comments, and yeah, like I said, part 5 of my story is coming out. Part 4's just gone out, so part 5's coming soon. Sort of get this series wrapped up, and then yeah, sort of moving forward with the channel, we'll sort of decide what we're going to do with this long term. Like I said, I've still got quite a few episodes to get out of my story, and I'm going to be doing a few little videos like this. Like I'll call these ones the side quest videos. So I'm going to be doing a few more on this. But yeah, I was wanting to. Like I say, I was thinking about this and talking about it with my friend the other day. I just wanted to drop my opinion on basically what I feel now of being both someone living in Thailand and living in England. What I feel about that, and whether I would choose to be in England or choose to be in Thailand. And to be honest, I'd choose both. I'd do 6 months in England, 6 months in Thailand. But yeah, we'll see. But yeah, thank you everyone, and I'll speak to you soon. Cheers. Bye.